Hey guys, I'm back, and this is gonna be a non-doll topic, obviously based on the title. I wanted to come on because I wanted to do a follow-up on my traveler planner, or I had some questions, but also I wanted to show you how to add more inserts on a single elastic style notebook. So people ask me all the time. They asked under my other video, and I thought this is just easier to show you guys a simple way to actually add more inserts. And it's surprisingly simple. And when I first got into, my traveler planner, as the versions that I have, because there's lots of types of traveler planners, right? The style that I prefer is the Midori Traveler Planner, and there are other kinds. What gives it that name, I'm honestly not even 100% sure, other than I know traveler planner comes from, people starting out by traveling different places, and they had different journaling to kind of track where they've been, and kind of notebook and scrapbook and things like that. Why it's called a Midori, I have no clue. I'm sure someone out there might know the history of that. I, however, do not. So the question was from multiple people was how, because the one I showed you, my big traveler planner that I use the most, I actually, they wanted to know how I got it so fat. And it's funny to me because it is a fat notebook. The fatter, the better, the more I enjoy it. I really like to have several sections so that I stay organized. It's just my preference. But not everybody wants a really thick planner with that many inserts, but you always have the option. So, as people are searching and learning about traveler planners as they first get into it, it can be very overwhelming. And the reason why it feels so overwhelming, at least to me when I started, is I didn't understand how, the covers can turn into these fully finished, fully packed, beautiful journals. And so I used to get so perplexed about this. So I figured it easier just to come on and share with you guys and show you guys how to quickly just add more inserts. And you can actually add an infinite amount of inserts if you really wanted to. Now, the thing to keep in mind though is that ultimately, you buy the cover and you want to make sure that the inserts are covered by the cover, the leather cover, or whatever the outside cover you have made for your notebook, because that way things aren't hanging off, unless it doesn't bother you. For me, I'm like, you all know, OCD. The overhang, especially if it's uneven, will bother me. So just keep that in mind when you're purchasing your covers, because you want them to be able to kind of cover majority of the inserts so that it keeps things nice and neat and things aren't hanging out and things get creased and stuff like that. So I'm really picky about that. But I'm showing you on the littlest one because it's going to be easiest to show. And this is my smallest planner. And you will see that inside I have a single elastic. This is a typical single elastic planner. They come in various sizes. The size doesn't matter. What I want to show you is the fact that only having one elastic, you can actually turn it into many, many, many inserts. I'm going to show you how to create, one additional, but it'll give you an idea of how you actually can add more and more and more. You can really stack them up, but I don't have this. The cover's not going to be big enough to house more than, 3 is like kind of the maximum I like in this one. But I just figured I would show you because it really is a fun way to make it your own. It's not intimidating once you see how it's done, but when you're buying your cover, so if you see one you really, really love, because here's where I got hung up. I would find covers that I really love, but it only had one elastic. So I was like, well, how's that gonna work? I want a big, thick book. And then, I was limiting myself. So then I was like, okay. Then I figured out, I did more research and realized that you can actually keep and continue adding different inserts through various ways, but I'm gonna show you the typical traditional way of doing that. And by being able to buy these single elastic style covers, it opens up the possibilities to all of the covers, not just the ones that have several elastics completely built into them. So it's a nice clean look on the outside of it. This is this is what wraps around it and binds it together. So, but this is what you're really looking at. It's very clean. There's not a lot to it. This is a very simple style type of journal, which I love. It's great for tossing in my bag whenever I'm going somewhere. Okay, so I have 3 of my inserts. They're not fancy. Unlike my other big notebook, these are not fancy whatsoever. These are actually just very basic, but that's because I don't use this one as much, but that doesn't matter. So whenever someone buys a new traveler planner, I always tell people, get extra elastics. Get them in the color you want. This brand actually came with additional elastics. I actually buy it by the yard, to be honest. So for my big one, I actually have like yards of different colored elastics so that every time I'm kind of changing something out, I can add a pop of color, and I like specific color combinations, so it just adds to the fun of, you know, making it my own, so to speak. And so that's key, is having extra elastic. You don't have to have them pre-made because they are cheap, and you can find them on Etsy, you can find them on Amazon, you can find these elastics anywhere. So you don't have to pay a premium for them. That's the mistake I made, is I thought, oh, I have to have a specific kind. No, you just want a good elastic that you can tie, so that one, you can use it to add more inserts, but you can also use it to, you know, bind certain parts of your inserts together to kind of organize. Like I use the elastics, I have like, I think, not just for adding new inserts, but I have, I think 4 or 5 that I have just sectioning off different parts in my journal, because it helps keep me organized, and I can just flip it to wherever I have it marked. Super easy. So buy extra elastics. This is key. Yeah, I don't know if you can, are you seeing it with the background? Because if I do it here, you don't probably see it as well. But this one happens to be like a brown color, and it's just a little one. But you cut them to the size you need. You have exactly, you know, you cut them how many you need, and you kind of just gauge it. You'll figure it out. It's really not difficult. So I'm going to show you real quick how to make this into housing more than one. Traditionally, if you just wanted one, and some people do, some people just want one, is they will slide the one notebook insert and put it into the center of the book. So it naturally it goes right there, and you can just have it as that, you know, and call it good. If you don't want the extra inserts, you certainly don't have to have them. But for people like me who want more, well, I'm going to show you how to do that. So we'll take that out, and I'm going to actually take 2 of these, and how it works is you're actually going to put them end to end, okay? You're going to take your insert, or your elastic, and you're going to place it to the center of each insert. So you're putting it down the center. So it's just down the center of the insert. And then you're going to take the other one and make sure, you know, you have it facing so they read like books, so you have them correct. You're going to take the elastic on the outer part of the insert you just put on. You're going to find the center of that booklet, and you're going to slip it through. So both of them have the elastic to the center of the inserts. So therefore, you have them bound together, right? Okay? So it's very simple. You put the 2 together, and that's also how you would actually add continuous ones. So for this video, all we're going to do is we're going to add this. You're going to slip it through the one elastic, so that way the insert, they sit in between the 2 elastics. So you're basically just utilizing this one elastic to hold them there, but the other elastic is keeping them in place, tied together. So then I'm going to add one more. I want a 3rd one in there. Now I'm going to use my center original elastic, and I'm going to slide that through the center of the third insert. I always slide them in. I was always told to slide them into the center because it holds them better. So you see, it naturally is in the center of the pages of the book, of the insert. And now you have this one in there, and then you have the two that you added additionally. So when you look at how these fit together and what the elastics actually look like when you're looking at them side view, you can see how they're being held together. And so you can do this, so on and so forth. If I had a wider cover, I could put more in there, but I chose to keep this one small because I don't need it to be thick. But you could continue using that method to actually add more inserts, however many you want. You're just actually utilizing that type of method to just continuously add more, which is why I have so many in my big notebook. I'm pointing over there like you guys can see it sitting on my desk. So all in all, it's a very simple way. I hope this helps kind of get people started. And then, you know, I have my outer elastic, of course, and you know, you just put it back together. But every time I'm changing out my inserts, I'm always, you know, changing up how I have it put together. That's the fun of it for me. I'm always redecorating and, you know, putting stickers in. And I know that really is the fun of it for most of us who do journaling. But just keep in mind that if you want to have a fat journal, that sounds terrible. But if you want a fat journal, one that has several inserts, and you could make it as fat as you want it to be. Let's use thick, as thick as you want it to be. Just bear in mind when you order your cover to order it extra long. That's going to be the key to making sure you don't have like things showing. So you can see that nothing's sticking out of the sides. So as it gets thicker, things start to show more on the edges if they're not, you know, if it's not meant to have thicker, more inserts in there. So just kind of keep that in mind. And most sellers for these covers, they know that. Like, they're in the business of doing this. So if you order it extra long, and even if they don't offer it, if you message them and ask them, can you make this extra long because I want to make it a thicker journal, I've not had anybody not oblige that. Let's put it that way. So it's really handy. If you want it thick, keep those things in mind, but it's really simple to really make it your own. And I encourage everybody to try it whenever you want to. And then, you know, it keeps things fresh. It keeps things, you know, new. And that's the fun of journaling for me. So there you go, guys. That's how you turn a journal with one elastic into one that holds 3 inserts. So hope this is helpful for you guys. Sorry it's not a Dolly related topic, but it's fun to kind of follow up on this because I had a lot of feedback from the first journaling video that I did. So I really just wanted to, you know, answer those questions, and in video and showing you is definitely the way to go than to try to explain it. So anyways, guys, it is Thursday. It's almost Friday. Hallelujah. I hope you all are having a fantastic work week, and you will see me very, very soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.